Analytical overview, modeling a hypothetical war between Russia and the United States. This analytical overview presents a hypothetical scenario modeling a war between Russia and the United States. The focus of this analysis is to explore the technical details and stages of the conflict, taking into account various factors. It assumes that the conflict has already begun, without delving into the causes or potential prevention of the war. The aim is to provide a detailed account of the military actions, the balance of power, and the potential outcomes for both sides. Additionally, the involvement of their main allies in terms of logistics, arms supplies, and resources will be considered. Stage 1: Mobilization and strategic positioning. In the early stages of the hypothetical war, both Russia and the United States would swiftly mobilize their military forces and position themselves strategically. They would focus on consolidating their respective air, land, and naval assets to secure key military objectives and establish dominance in critical regions. Russia, with its proximity to Europe, would aim to secure its western borders and potentially launch offensive operations in neighboring countries. The United States, leveraging its global military presence, would focus on projecting power across multiple theaters and establishing naval superiority. Stage 2: Air and missile campaigns. Air superiority and missile capabilities would play a pivotal role in the conflict. Both Russia and the United States possess advanced fighter aircraft, long-range missiles, and sophisticated air defense systems. The air campaign would involve strategic strikes on military installations, command and control centers, and key infrastructure. Both sides would seek to neutralize the adversary's air defense systems to enable successful bombing missions and ensure control over the skies. Missile engagements would also be prevalent, with each side employing cruise missiles and ballistic missiles to strike targets deep within enemy territory. Naval vessels, military bases, and critical infrastructure would be prime targets, aiming to disrupt the adversary's capabilities and inflict significant damage. Stage 3: Ground operations and proxy conflicts. As the conflict intensifies, ground operations would come into play. Russia, with its large ground forces, would seek to exploit its geographical advantage by conducting offensive operations in neighboring regions, potentially including Eastern Europe and the Caucasus. The United States would deploy its highly trained and technologically advanced ground forces to counter Russian advances and protect its strategic interests. Proxy conflicts could emerge in areas where regional powers align with either Russia or the United States, leading to localized battles and the involvement of non-state actors. Stage 4: Naval engagements and blockades. Naval warfare would be crucial, especially considering the importance of sea lines of communication and maritime choke points. The United States would leverage its aircraft carrier groups, advanced surface combatants, and submarine forces to project power and enforce blockades. Russia, with its submarine fleet and anti-access area denial capabilities, would aim to counter American naval superiority. Both sides would engage in submarine warfare, deploying anti-submarine warfare assets and seeking to disrupt the adversary's naval operations. Stage 5: Cyber warfare and information operations. In this technologically driven conflict, cyber warfare and information operations would be vital components. Both Russia and the United States possess advanced cyber capabilities and would target each other's critical infrastructure, communication networks, and command systems. Information operations, including disinformation campaigns and propaganda, would be used to shape public opinion and influence international perceptions of the conflict. The objective would be to gain an information advantage and undermine the adversary's capabilities and resolve. Assessment of the conflict and potential outcomes. The hypothetical war between Russia and the United States would be a protracted and devastating conflict. Given the significant military capabilities of both sides, there would be no clear victor in the conventional sense. The war would likely result in extensive destruction, loss of life, and economic turmoil. However, the conflict could reach a stalemate due to the powerful deterrence capabilities of nuclear weapons possessed by both countries. The devastating consequences of a nuclear exchange would provide a strong incentive for de-escalation and the pursuit of diplomatic solutions. The role of allies. While the main allies of Russia and the United States would not directly engage in combat, their support would be crucial. Allies could provide logistical assistance, intelligence sharing, arms supplies, and vital resources to sustain the war efforts of their respective partners. These contributions could impact the duration and outcome of the conflict. This analytical overview has provided a detailed modeling of a hypothetical war between Russia and the United States. It explored the stages of the conflict, taking into account various technical factors, while considering the involvement of allies in a non-combat capacity. It is important to emphasize that this scenario serves as a thought experiment and does not advocate or promote armed conflict between nations. The analysis underscores the need for diplomacy, international cooperation, and peaceful resolution of disputes to prevent such catastrophic scenarios from becoming a reality.